Hey everybody, exam tomorrow, so just some last minute tips and help from me and from the examiner. So first of all, this came from the examiner. He said Section A questions aim to provide a broad coverage of the syllabus, and so therefore, now look where the arrow is, look where the little cow is pointing to. Revise all areas of the AA syllabus rather than attempt a question spot. So today, just learn the basics of all the areas. Don't try and just focus in on one particular thing. Just the basics of all the areas. So with that in mind, let's have a look at this then. So these are audit procedures. So let's have a look at the first one. Obtain CASH's bank reconciliation and CAS to ensure mathematical accuracy. All that means then, so it's casting a bank reconciliation, is adding up a bank reconciliation. Obviously, out of those four, what sort of performance is that? What sort of procedure is that? You're just recalculating something. On to the next one, getting a bank confirmation letter from the bankers, from outside the audit company, from outside the client. So that's got to be external confirmation. And what about this? Performing a cash count and then comparing your results to what the actual ACCA, what the actual client did. So you're doing a cash count and just comparing it to what the client did. What are you doing there? You are re-performing what they've already done. So there are three different types of audit evidence. Okay, let's move on to another question. It's all about evidence reliability. Now, let me give you a little bit of tips about evidence reliability. Remember, as auditors, we're trying to get some evidence, aren't we? And the first thing is, look, it needs to be external and independent. That's the best sort of evidence. Doesn't need to be, but that's the best sort of evidence. The second best is the stuff that you get directly. Okay, so things that you've worked on directly rather than being given to by the client. Don't forget, it's better if the client does give you it. It's better when they've got good internal controls. And it's also better if they give you documents rather than just relying on their spoken word. So with that in mind, let's have a look at this question then. And it just says, which of the following options correctly ranks the audit evidence with the most reliable? So you just have to go through and see which is the most reliable. So let's go through them all individually. Number one, a printout from the online banking system. So that's good, that's external, but it's provided by the accounts clerk. So they've just given us a printout of the online banking system provided by them. They could have done anything to it, so it's not that great, is it? Number two, a bank reconciliation prepared by the audit assistant using client documents. Again, very internal, but it's prepared by us though, and it's just internal because it's using client documents, but that's not bad because it's prepared by us. The results of a cash count prepared by internal audit. Well, it's not as good as coming from us, but it should be good as long as there's good controls. And number four, a bank confirmation letter received from the bank. External, independent. Number four is the most reliable. The next most reliable out of all those then, I would probably say, is the work done by us. So the bank reconciliation prepared by us, number two. The next best one would be the cash count prepared by internal audit, because at least they're still a little bit independent. And then finally, the printout of the online banking system provided by the accounts clerk. That's just very internal and is open to being changed. So I think therefore the answer must be D. Okay, third and final question then. We've got this company, Ash, who I've told you is the client. They have various accounts with banks, holds a number of long-standing accounts with another bank, and a number of new accounts have been opened, blah-de-blah. However, the management of the client has refused to grant Willow, which is us, permission to get a bank confirmation letter. That's basically it. They won't give us a bank confirmation letter. So, to the question, which two of the following actions should Willow take that's the auditor take, following the client's refusal to give us the bank confirmation? Well, the risk of material misstatement, including the risk of fraud, needs to be re-evaluated. Yes, because why on earth aren't they giving us? We're now worried about fraud. So we now say, right, okay, let's adjust materiality. The audit plan must be revised and alternative procedures considered. Yes, definitely, because they're not giving us something that we thought they'd give us. We've got to try and find a way out of this. C, a modified opinion must be issued on the grounds that insufficient evidence is available. Well, you do modify an opinion when insufficient evidence is available, but first of all, you try and do other things to try other procedures to get it. And look at the word there, a modified opinion must be issued. That's not right. May be issued, yes, but not must. So always be careful when they use these big, bold statements. And finally, send a bank confirmation request without authorization as the bank communicates directly with the auditor. No, he doesn't. The bank's contract is with the client, not with you, so they won't give you it. So it can't be that. And then one other thing I just wanted to point out here, it says which two of the following actions. If you put 3, you'd get no marks. If you put 1, you'd get no marks, no partial marking. You'd have to put 2. Okay, so there's just, that's just kind of like learning the basics of things. That's what you need to go and do. And good luck, everybody.